Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be reviewing this quadcopter. It's a WLtoys V666. I got this quadcopter from GearBest. Now the first thing you're thinking is GearBest. That's going to come all the way from China and it's going to take a long time. Well, first of all, stuff that comes from China from GearBest doesn't take long. However, this one comes from their US warehouse, so you'll get it like in a couple of days. Other things that are special is this is a large one. This is for outdoors. It does first person view. It does 720p video. It's an awful lot of quadcopter for the amazing price of only $90.73. First person view, the FPV portion of this utilizes 5.8 gigahertz. And I think the remote part of this that you actually control it, I believe, is 2.4 as far as the transmitter, receiver, and things like that. Another detailed manual. By the way, this is version 666. Just to give you a little bit of background on this guy. In the summer of around 2013, WLtoys introduced the version 626, and it was a direct clone of the Parrot AR drones that some of you might be familiar with. And then they went ahead and added some features like headless mode, and I think that was version 333. And now you have the 666 version where they added the FPV, first person view. For those of you who don't know what first person view is, you could watch a monitor and actually watch it as if you were sitting on the quadcopter. You get the controller, you get 5.8 gigahertz antennas, some extra props left and right. This is a charger to charge the battery that we have right here that goes into the quadcopter. This is a 1200 milliamp hour 7.4 volt battery, and this is the charger that you plug in, and they do give you a 110 adapter because this is the British type right there. And what else do we get? We get a USB to little micro SD card so you could read it, because you can record, because this has a video camera in it. So I guess we got to put the card in there. We'll do that in a moment. And see this guy here? You mount this on here. This is so you could watch as if you were right on the quadcopter. But this is a monitor that has a battery built in, so we have to charge it up. So it came with this cable that we sort of plug into here, and then we have to plug this into a USB charger and charge that up. Also, we could go ahead and pop on one of these 5.8 gigahertz antennas right now. As a matter of fact, here's the on-off switch. I could go ahead and turn that on, and you can see it says no signal yet. Another housekeeping thing we need to do is this did not come with batteries, your controller, so we have to go ahead and put in 4 AA batteries. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all these things, and we'll be right back. Getting everything charged up, ready to go is pretty simple. You just put your 110 adapter on the charging power brick and plug that in, and you can see our power light comes on. Then you're going to take the white tip on your battery and plug it into the charger. See, it is charging. When that red light goes out, sort of like that, then you know your battery is charged. Now, I did mention that you also have to charge your first person view screen, and that's pretty simple. All you do is you take your little USB cable and plug that into the bottom here, and then you take this and plug it into a USB charger, and you can see how there's a red light on there, and right now it's charging. Once that red light comes on, just like that, then you know you're all charged up and ready to go. If at any time you're interested in purchasing this sweet quadcopter, US warehouse, $90.73 from GearBest. Really an unbelievable deal. Now I do have one other thing that I need to state, because Here in the US, new rules. We have to deal with Quadcopter registration. If your quadcopter meets some of the criteria, and this one does, it's over 0.55 pounds. So if your quadcopter weighs more than 0.55 pounds, you have to go to register my UAS.FAA.gov. I also put a link in the description box below to that. While I'm registering here, I want to point out a couple of things here as far as safety is concerned. You have to acknowledge a couple of things here on the FAA site, and that is that I will not fly over, I will fly below 400 feet. I will fly within visual line of sight. I need to be aware of airspace. I do not fly directly over people. Don't fly over stadiums and sporting events like the Redskins versus who? My favorite team, Packers. Today. I will not fly near emergency response efforts such as fires. I will not fly near aircraft, especially near airports, airports, and I will not fly under the influence. So let's go ahead and set up some of the quadcopter features here. We need to go ahead and get the micro SD card out of the USB reader and put it into the back of the camera on the underside of the quadcopter. See the contacts there? You probably can't. Those are face down. I'll go ahead and pop that in there, press it till it clicks, just like that. We also need to put one of the antennas on the camera, so we can go ahead and do that. Whoops. We'll just screw that on the back of the camera. There we go. Now on the front of the unit here, or the camera, the business end, the lens, you can adjust it so it's facing more down or straight forward, as you can see there. You can go ahead and click it. I'm going to go ahead and sort of have it pointed down. It's not too much adjustability. It looks like maybe about 20-30 degrees downward, or you could have it straight forward. I'm just going to go ahead and have it downward. By the way, I think that was a 4 gigabit card right there that I just put in the camera. Now the camera is mounted onto the bottom of this quadcopter. It can be taken off if you want, but you could see how they have these shock absorbers that'll absorb that vibration on there. It looks like it's very well done. It moves very easy, so it should absorb that high frequency vibration, so you don't get that rolling shutter kind of wavy effect going on the camera. So you can see that there's 2 connectors for the battery. So one of these is for the quadcopter itself, which is this one that's a this connector right here, and then you have the one with the beige tip on it, and that one goes to the camera itself, and both of these connectors will go on the battery. You can see some nice landing feet right there. The motors, I don't know if you could see it, but here's the motor, one of the motors on the quadcopter. I don't know, maybe an inch high, and there's a gear that goes and engages into this larger gear right here, so it's like a stepping motor is what it feels like to me. You can see how that is clicking like that. I don't know if it in fact is a stepping motor, but you have a tiny gear moving a big gear that's tied with an axle all the way to the props. Now if you want to change the prop out, so let's say you have a problem and you break it, there's a little screw. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but there's a tiny little screw right there that you unscrew, and then you could go ahead and pop the prop off and put a new prop on. Just make sure you replace the prop with the same color prop, because there is a difference between the two. As you can see, one is meant to go clockwise and the other one is meant to go counterclockwise. If you need any spare parts, by the way, Amazon has spare props, spare motors, which is kind of important, because one of the things I read on the reviews for this guy is that the motors, you know, they're not the super durable motors you're going to get with the very expensive quadcopters. You know, this is still pretty much a toy, but it's a full-size quadcopter toy. And what you're not getting, because, you know, this is a $90 unit here, is all it is. You're not getting those really expensive, large, heavy-duty motors. So you will burn these up eventually, especially if you do flips and everything. This could do flips, by the way. I'm not going to be doing flips. I would not recommend you do flips and stress the motors out any more than you have to. Another thing you could do is this styrofoam guard that's around here. You could actually take the meat of the quadcopter out. You know, you can see here you have the I don't know, little rods here. I'm sure there's a technical name that holds each nacelle, each prop and motor, and it's all together here. So this whole styrofoam protector that's around it all can be taken off, and that will save a lot of weight, and it will stress your motors out a lot less, and it'll increase your flight time and maneuverability. Now, since I'm new to all this stuff, I am going to be leaving this all together. Plus, I like the look of it better, but I will not be doing flips. Now, I just want to take you through the sequence of how you would basically get flying once you have everything charged up. We'll go ahead and put the monitor onto the remote, and you don't want to turn the remote on first. The first thing you want to do is install the battery and turn the quadcopter on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you just simply place the battery either way into the battery compartment here on the bottom and just sort of slide it in there just like that, and then you connect the two sets of wires. Now this is pretty simple. They're keyed, so you can't put the wrong one into the wrong thing here, but you have, let's see if I can bring this up really close. You have the quadcopters power right there. You can see the lights come on, and then we have the camera's power right here. Now once you get that plugged in, you could just straighten up the antenna, and you could adjust your camera, and this is basically ready to fly. The next thing you're going to do is, you know, we'll go ahead and turn our monitor on here, and you can see there right away I already have a picture right there. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and move this around just a little bit so you can see how the first person view looks. Let's see, I'll let you see me here. I'll go ahead and point this at me. Hi there, can you see me? Haha. I'm pretty scary looking. There you go. Alright. So what you're going to do is turn on the power. Now, before you do that, you might want to select either, I have mode 2 selected, you could select mode 1. I typically fly mode 2. You want to have your throttle all the way down and turn on your power. Then you're going to take your throttle and go all the way up, all the way down. Okay. Just one thing there, you have to make sure you do it within a quick amount of time. You can't wait. You attach the battery, and then you put the throttle all the way up, all the way down. I waited too long right there, so I just had to do that off camera really quick. But you can see right there, we're ready to go. Now, I want to take you through some of the remote controls really quick. This button up here will cycle through the power. You can see it says 40%, 60, 80, 100. That's how much it will respond. So if you have 40, it's only going to like tilt that much forward as you're trying to go forward, where 100, it'll really want to take off on you, so it gives a faster response. Your throttle right here, this is mode 2, by the way. If you had mode 1, everything is, these two sticks would do the opposite. So throttle, and then of course you go back and forth here, and that's going to sort of make it sort of yaw like that. It'll sort of do this. Whoop, whoop. And then the stick here basically will make it pitch either forward, back, side, side. You have some buttons right down here. This one will make it take video. So if I hit the button here, like watch the camera. Watch the camera. There we go. And you can see how it turned red. That means it's recording onto the SD card that's in the quadcopter itself, and then when you hit it again, it will stop videotaping. You could also take snapshots by hitting the photo button, and then you have your model, which I think this goes into like a headless mode if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. And then over here, this button here turns the lights on and off, so I could go ahead and show you that. You can see we have lights here. I can hit the light button, it'll turn the lights off. I could conserve power. You don't really need those lights during the day, so I could save some power. You also have here your trim controls, here, 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 and here. And really that's about it. This button right here does flips, and again, I don't recommend you do flips considering that you know, the motors, you don't want to put undue stress on the motors, and I don't see the fascination with flipping. So, you know, save some lifetime on the motors, and really don't add that extra stress. I gotta go to, I gotta increase the, here we go. Oops. There we go. Here's the camera. Was that guy? Turn! Not supposed to fly over people. You're not. See, I'm fighting the wind right there. You can see how forward I got it and how much wind it's dealing with. But my battery's still totally dead.
off. Yeah, keep hanging there. Come back. Now you're back in. Wind really fast, especially for something this light. You're right in the middle right there. Reflective there.
Let's see how it looks in the dark with the lights. Now I really put this through the test because it was very, very windy out there, but you know what? You saw just about the worst case scenario short of a snowstorm. Anyway, $90.73 for all of this from a US warehouse. You really can't do a better deal. And to top it all off, it's very, very customizable, and you can easily get parts, extra batteries and props and motors. And there's a couple of websites out there where people have done mods to this, extended the range of this quadcopter, and all the specifications are down below in the description box, because I don't think I really covered too much of that. I think one of the questions that I probably will get just a little bit is you get about 8 to 10 minutes of flight time on a 50-minute charge of the battery that comes with it. And the other thing that most people will probably ask is, what's the range? And you could expect about 150 meters, which translates to about 492 feet. And while out there, I did sort of venture on the edge there and did sort of start losing control. So that's pretty much what the range is. It's pretty accurate. So you really just can't have more fun for $90.73 than one of these. Please go to GearBest and get it from the US warehouse. The link is in the description box below. $90.73. I just keep on saying it because it really is a unbelievable buy. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.